Alright guys, if you want to win the giveaway, we're going to be doing it on Monday in a Spaces. You have to watch this video and the other video that was uploaded right before this. Watch those two videos and you've done your homework, and then you have to get randomly selected in the Spaces. I make it as fair as possible. If you're able to answer the questions, you will win $500, and I'm not sure how many spots we're going to give away yet, but we have given away an average of $6,000 in the last two Spaces. So, do your part, share it around, but please understand the importance of all this. Everyone always wants, feed me an alpha, show me how to find good plays. I've already done that. I've already showed you that stuff, but right now the space is pretty slow, and people are always wondering, how can you know this is a scam? How could you know that was a scam? Well, I'm providing you the information right here. I'm providing you insight on how to spot these guys. It doesn't take a genius. It's just analyzing human behavior. So I really want you to focus on this video. There's two parts to it. There's the part about me in this Spaces, and a part about one of the biggest scams of all time. And you need to find the correlation, find the patterns. So here we're going to start off with an intro. I joined the Spaces. This is how it all started. Here you go.
Hold on. We have Caesar on stage who consistently gives really bad takes, and he's laughing a lot. Caesar, good morning. I always have to say this as a prefix to this dude coming up. I don't like this guy. I bring him up because he gives horrible.
So, shitting on me right off the bat, that's fine. He does it every time, like you said.
So what do you see with this market? Where do you see us going? Right now we're at 57K. If we played Miss Cleo on the short term, do you think we're going higher or lower or sideways?
I think speculating about something that nobody knows about is useless, but you want to take my take, I say lower. Fuck it.
Why are you so socially awkward?
So it puts me down again, but that's just me being honest. Like, why aren't we here educating these people? Why are we talking about the price of Bitcoin, which nobody truly knows? Like, there's more useful things to talk about. But anyways, here's a common trait of scammers. They berate you anytime they can to try to discredit you. And it's just grade A bullying for, like, I don't even know what to say about that. If people are bullying at this age, they're just pathetic. But here we go.
Oh, shit.
If you saw my Rodney video and you think I'm a grifter, I don't know what to tell you.
You're both grifters. Rodney, we know is a grifter. We know Rodney.
Two
Got paid to
grifters
show
pointing at
Paul.
each other.
Like, bro, it's like fucking Poe and Dogen pointing at each other like, oh, you take allocation. No, you take. Like, motherfuckers, both take allocation.
Wasn't I calling Poe out and everyone said I was wrong?
Yeah,
bro,
why
everyone's been calling. Everyone knows about Poe. Like,
wasn't I saying Brett was bad?
You know what? You come out. You know what? You didn't expose Brett. Bandit exposed Brett. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Bandit's
maybe
700,000 views, bro. You didn't say shit.
Maybe 2 weeks after me. Yeah.
If you put as much effort as you do into laughing
the Roos
on here,
and the motherfuckers
trying to get laid, you'd still get zero pussy.
Pretty funny.
So, I mean, that point there, everybody knew about Poe. I hate when people say that. If everybody knew about Poe, why was no one else on Twitter talking up about him being a scammer? Why was it only me? And how come I got hate every time I brought his name up and they said, oh, you're doing this for clout, you're doing this. How come no one else was saying Poe's a scammer the whole time? How come the motherfuckers, MFers, sorry, that group, like, stepped up and tried to pretend they're the ones who killed Brett? I don't need that title. I don't try to kill Brett. I'm just showing people you're being lied to about Brett. You're being lied to by Crash, and all of that turned out to be true, regardless of how that project performs. All I was saying was Crash is a dirty little liar, and he has more wallets, and that turned out to be true. And now these guys are all going around trying to start wars over coins and seek clout from it. And it's kind of pathetic, but I really, really hate when people say, oh, everyone knew about this. Everyone knew about Brett and this and that. It's like, how come when the information came out, the chart went absolutely down? Just ridiculous. But here's where they get more into my mental health and stuff, which is something a lot of scammers love to use this.
I have a genuine question, Caesar. Like, I don't want to take the piss out of you, but do you actually suffer from any like mental health issues at all, or no?
Hey, it's funny you say that because that's exactly how Richard Hart used to treat people.
Okay, amazing. So, do you suffer from any mental health related illnesses?
Oh, we've already gone through this. Maybe you're suffering because you
do, right?
He stores a lot of fat around his face and skull, so it puts pressure on the brain.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they do. There's hours of this on this clip. They just talk about me and my looks and I live in my mom's basement and all day long just berating.
No matter how this Rodney guy, who is this Rodney guy?
Potentially get Caesar, you're still going to die a virgin. No one will ever want to fuck you.
Sure, man.
Bro, you have a body fat percentage of 469%.
Bro, I could beat you the.
Okay, what a guy there. What a guy. And then here's another tactic they use. It doesn't show up in this next video because the next video is a one-on-one convo. But when there's a group of people and they're able to silence you, they take any chance they can get to silence you, so people don't hear what you have to say. So here's them kind of muting me here.
It makes you look very hypocritical. I don't like that.
Well, I can't even answer. You're just
No,
gonna mute
go
me,
ahead.
so.
I'm just trying to make a point.
Okay, so the difference is when I share something to them at 2K market cap, I'm letting my.
Imagine predicting their move. Say you're just gonna mute me, and then he does that, and then watch him here.
Alchemist, I can't.
No, go ahead.
You guys wanna
Nobody play sounds when he talks. Go ahead.
Yeah, cue your soundboard. I know all your moves, though. Anyway,
I mean, once again, predicting it because they're just so childish. It's pathetic at this point, guys. Like, people actually sit there and listen to those guys and come to them for advice about crypto. I mean, it's so sad. And here's them just like full on muting me, on and off, thinking it'll discourage me, but it just motivated me, and I ended up breaking through and beating them.
mute me all day long. It just shows how weak you are. Yeah, keep muting me. Weak. Yeah, muted again. Weak. I'll be here for 40. You're gonna have nightmares about saying weak. You're gonna fucking head all day.
This went on for a while, but I beat them. I got them to stop.
Paulie did this too. Paulie's the kind of
Caesar, get the mic out of
you
your
guys act like you guys act like Paulie. This is what Paulie did. You guys are just like Paulie. Paulie's a scammer. You're a scammer. I'm winning. I'll still win. I'll be here all day. Fucking playing soccer right now. While I'm beating you.
Okay, so that's a very interesting point. That's exactly what Paulie used to do. Use the sound effects, mute people, misdirect conversation. And Paulie is one of the greatest scammers of all time out there. And I've been on Paulie since day one. Maurice has been on Paulie since day one. We've been calling that piece of shit out. I didn't even know Paulie, but as soon as I met him, I went to my Telegram and I wrote a post saying he's a dirty scammer. And since then, people are slowly figuring it out. But there's still people brainwashed out there that actually thinks he's a legit guy and, you know, still talk about him and worship him. And he's just a dirty little scammer, but they're acting just like he did, because that's what he used to do to them, because they all fell for Paulie's scam, and now they're so butthurt, you know, they're taking it out on other people. And scammers always, you know, they follow the same script. A lot of them say the exact same things and act the exact same way, so that's how you spot scammers. And here's a guy, you know, just lying, and this is very important too, because it comes up in the next part as well, the next video, with one of the biggest scams of all time. But when someone makes a statement and you're willing to call them on it, and then they misdirect the conversation so that they don't get caught in a lie, that's a very telltale sign, guys. Very telltale.
Pepe, Mark, Dodo, they all got the same death. That's what Caesar thinks.
Actually, I never said that, dumbass.
Yeah, you did, you dumb fat bastard.
Yeah, where did I say it?
When you went for your type 2 diabetic fucking injection of insulin, you bitch.
Yeah, so never. Good, man. Way to lie again.
Tell me about your mental illness.
Never trust liars, guys. Never trust liars.
Rodney
Caesar has to get craned in and out of his bed.
Can we do a little?
So they talk about diabetes and getting craned out of the bed to misdirect the fact that he just stated I said something that I didn't. I never said they had the same dev once. So right then and there, you should just automatically never listen to anything these guys have to say again. Okay, now here's another common trait. Scammers stick together. They always hang out with each other. And a lot of these guys have, you know, some of their friends that they've had on several times have been getting exposed lately. So let's go through this one.
Hey, Andrew, did Kenobi really, like, drop a nuke on Paulie and just leave? Did that happen?
Yeah, that happened, bro. Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't I saying Kenobi's a scammer and his project?
Bro, nah, I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly.
Oh, so now they're gonna try to act like I was wrong, even though he just like deleted his account, did a bunch of fucked up shit. And that's their friend. And as soon as I saw him, I called him a scammer. I called both of his projects scams, and I've been right about all three. But yeah, Caesar just calls things scams for no reasons, guys. He just does it all day long, and he's always wrong, right? That's the story out there. Okay, here's another one.
Look, we're not
Do
naive.
you think he was in the Grease chat listening to how Robotnik was doing it and was like, I want to do that too?
Yeah, well, Robotnik does one like every 2 days.
So that's their friend, Dr. Robotnik. He's on a lot of the same stages with them and their other friends, and they're saying he launches one project every 2 days. I mean, what more do you need to hear, guys? And now here's one of them who's there right now, Andrew. He's about to launch his own project. And I've been trying to warn him, because I'm still a nice guy despite what these guys do to me. I'm trying to warn him, don't say you're going to flip Polly's projects, because if that really happens and that's your goal, to flip his project on day one, you want to hit 20 million on day one. That just shows me what your intentions are. Just a pure pump and dump. You should be wanting slow growth, building something real, showing Polly the real way to do stuff, not just live on hype and live off bullshit narratives. So, not only have I been trying to help this guy, but, when I first met him, he was under the Polly spell. He was in his spaces. I came off mute. I just discovered Polly that day, and I was trying to question this guy about him. And he was in the Polly trap, and he muted me and kicked me off stage and made fun of me, all because I questioned his master. And now he's going around acting like, how could you be under the Polly spell, guys? Like, all of us knew this since day one. If you knew it since day one, you wouldn't have been pushing those projects so hard and trying to keep Polly's projects alive and being so close with Polly this whole time. You would have been like me and yelling out about it and warning people. So here's just my little story of him, and you can tell he's silent the whole time. Everyone agrees the whole time, and then he gets loud and tries to interrupt, and I just shit on him.
I haven't called any of them scammers except for Andrew, because I was in a couple of spaces of I went to a fucking pork or pond space. I didn't even know about the projects, and I tried to ask him a question about Polly. And before I asked him, I was like, promise you're not going to mute me, though. I just want to ask this question. I'm not trying to FUD. And I talked about Polly, and as soon as I talked about that night where he did those 2 fucking pump and dumps, they muted me, and then they started shit-talking me. So I had that in the back of my head. And then I saw him in 2 fucking pork ripoff coins where he's in there talking about how it's going to go to 5 billion.
When did I say it was going to 5 billion?
We got to hold for 15
what the
months.
fuck I say it was going to 5 billion?
The next day, and they did 2 of them. And as soon as I saw them coming, I called them out as scams. So I just associated him with that because he was in both of those.
So, once again, 2 projects he was supporting, both scams, called them both out, was right both times. And then if you saw my video that was pinned yesterday about Easy, Easy frequents these spaces all the time. They're very close with Easy. I call Easy a scammer. Everyone's like, oh yeah, we already knew that. Then why are you giving him a stage? Why aren't you fucking shitting on him, exposing him, and telling people to stay away from him? So, there's just a quick example from this space alone of all the scammers they hang out with and how they all hang out together. Okay, now we're going to go over generalizing, which is what everyone in the space does. Everyone's here for PvP. Everyone's here to make money. Every KOL is the same. And it's so disgusting.
A lot of people
Bro, do you know people? Do you know everyone on the stage ain't here to look good for nobody, right? We're here to make fucking money.
Why is that?
That's it, bro. We ain't here to look good. The fuck you trying to pull up?
So, I was on that stage, and I'm not here for money. Yes, it's a great benefit. Yes, I'll take it when I can in certain ways that feels, morally right. But I'm here to fucking do what's right for the space. That's what I've always done. And with that, yes, opportunities present themselves, but that's not my driving factor. And I hate when people generalize for influencers. Like, you're the same as every other KOL. It's like, no. When I got airdrops back in the day, I fucking held them 9 times better than any of these guys. I held airdrops for 2 years sometimes. I held airdrops for a year, 6 months, whatever. These guys are dumping at day one, and they go around asking for supply. We hardly ever ask for supply on Telegram. And if we did, people would be tracking us. Everything would be doxed. It's just a completely different ballgame. So to lump us in, just because we have the same title as KOL or influencer, it's like, nah. A lot of these people do dirty, disgusting things. But let's move on. So now this is just about pure logic, pure truth. And this just shows you, these guys, if you don't think I'm right after hearing some of this, I don't know what to tell you.
Let me see your dick.
Oh, this is where you get loud. Why do you guys get loud? It's weird. It's not a very good sign. And then you listened to me and you got quiet, so now I'm in your head. And
Let me see your dick.
Either.
Let me see your dick,
God.
Caesar.
Pull it out. He's 2 steps ahead.
So, that right there, they listen to me because they don't want to look guilty. I'm like, why'd you get loud? They get super quiet. And I said, oh, why'd you get quiet? And then they yell up right away. Like, they don't want to show that they're listening to me because that lets them know I'm onto them. I know they're just trying to not look guilty in front of these people. And they just fucked up so bad there. And it continues.
I mean, just it's
Caesar,
entertainment.
just because we talk doesn't mean we're talking about you always. Like, you know, like we say a word, it doesn't.
I mean, we're all narcissists, but man, Caesar, you're kind of taking the lead in that race right now. Like, I'm not going to deny that.
So he calls me a narcissist because we're talking about me the whole time. I'm not even the one that wants to talk about me. Every time I go into these spaces, I'm like, let's just talk about whatever. And it just turns into a fucking deposition for myself from all these people, and they just attack me. So I'm sitting there defending myself, and this guy calls me a narcissist because of it. Now look at the timestamp. About 50 seconds later, I prove him, like, I basically catch him being a narcissist 50 seconds later.
That's crazy.
You guys literally just talk shit to me all day long. You realize that, right?
Dude, I'm not talking any shit to you. I'd rather be here
talking to you, Wolf. Stop making it about you. You're the narcissist. Come on, bro.
Okay.
They couldn't even help but laugh at that one. Okay. And now this is how it ends, because they're convinced I'm a narcissist. So I'm like, okay, let's prove it right now.
Thing, and then I just realized how fucking narcissistic you are.
Yeah, you guys keep trying to prove that for some reason. I mean, we're still talking about me.
He said he's here to clean up the
yourself.
space.
You are the leader.
Forcing
You
the
are the
conversation
best.
to be on me right now, though. You guys could go talk about anything, and I'll chime in.
I'm gonna change my profile picture to God.
Let's see how long you guys can go without talking about me. Starting now.
No, we're gonna keep talking about you.
Exactly. You want more proof, Wolf, or what?
We don't change up conversation due to what you ask. So
when did you figure out you were?
See, that's because earlier when I caught them being silent and loud, he knew how guilty they looked. So now he thinks he's got a one-up on me. He's like, we're not gonna do it just because you said it, which just proves my point even further and makes them look so stupid and you know, further guilty.
I know, that's disgusting. I mean, thanks for proving my point.
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking about you because you want us to talk about something else. Yes.
I mean, I'm just gonna let you guys sit here and obsess about me now while I go do my thing. So
yeah, I'm just
being
just let me.
So then I left, and let's see how long it took them to keep talking about me after I left.
You feel bad for him now. You'll look.
Oh, it's 8 seconds, by the way. But listen to this. They also go into speculating about Bitcoin for about 5-10 seconds before they get bored and go back to me. And once again, I mean, that's how this space all started, was me saying, why speculate about Bitcoin? It's kind of useless.
Look, he left. A little fat ass left. He halfway out the door. He left, but he's halfway out the door.
All right, let's talk about some real shit now.
Silence.
A moment of silence.
But there's not much else to talk about.
No, but so what's going on, man? Is Bitcoin gonna hit 50K, Alk? I mean, are we going to zero or what? Alk, what are you doing? Uh-oh.
Alk's playing soccer with Caesar.
Makes sense.
Alright guys, I just want you to keep in mind the characteristics I outlined in this video, and just have that in mind while you go to this next video. The characteristics that the scammers have, there's a lot of them in common. Badgering people, bullying them, misdirecting conversations, lying, getting called on the lie, and figuring out a way to move on. Loud reactions, loud boisterous behavior, and you know, the list goes on and on, but just have that in mind while you go to this next part. Thank you. Alright guys, this is the most important video I think I've put up to date. It goes right along with that last one there. You know, how they were acting and how this guy acts. This is how all the scammers act today. This is one of the biggest scams ever. Study how he acts, study what he says, and study him. And this is how you can learn to spot scammers, just studying their behavior. Okay? So let's start it out. This was 2021. This was before Hex was figured out to be a scam, so he was calling it a scam before it even happened. And let's just listen in.
You called me a fraud, right?
I called Hex a fraud.
Okay.
Well,
So there it is. He's calling Hex a fraud before it actually happened. And here's his reasoning behind it, which is very interesting. Very similar to Brett right now and other projects like that.
Okay, yeah. So the fraud is, the scam is you guys using price to like show how great your project is. All you say is price, up 1,300%, up 1,000, whatever percent. All you talk about is price. And what if I told you that the way you set up the project is deliberately to make the price go up independent?
So there it is. I mean, so many people today, you know, they say, well, it can't be a scam because look at its market cap. Or this guy cannot be a scammer because he helped this project and look at the market cap. And that dev's not a scammer because... Have you noticed the patterns that the same people, they have one project that they push and then they do tons of other ones to funnel their money into the main project? Because they know if they keep that main project alive, all the stupid consumers will be like, well, no, he's legit because of that project. And that's what people have been doing. I told you it before they started doing it. I've seen it with like 9 teams out there that people think are good teams. And you just have to wake up, guys. But here's what scammers love to do. They love to badger. More than anyone else in the world, they just love to bully, get loud, badger them, because they think it makes them look strong and the other guys look weak. But anyone with common sense would realize just how weak you look when you resort to shit like this.
Hex, that it doesn't move. And what's so special is that the price is manipulated, and then you use the price to get more people in, so you could dump your hex and turn it into Bitcoin. So it's a long-term.
Look at the overreaction.
That's my take.
That's such an actor.
Okay. Every single thing you just said is wrong.
Okay.
First, I'm a better trader than you. Okay. Second, a better founder than you. Third, I know more about markets than you do. Fourth, I have seen you post on Twitter the stupidest shit I have ever seen.
Okay, so he wasn't wrong about hex price being manipulated. I don't think he knows more about markets. This guy's actually super knowledgeable. And then the thing about stupidest shit on Twitter, this guy was the first person to tweet Bitcoin. So, like the ticker symbol. So, yeah, I don't think he was wrong about all those. But let's see how they continue to badger.
That's why you don't have any money, because you lost it all trying to trade.
What are you talking about? I lost it all. I bought Bitcoin at 99 cents. What the fuck are you
Okay,
talking
dog.
about?
Well, I got $1 million.
Why are you making shit? Who gives a shit about money?
Who gives a shit about money? People that invent money from...
So, look at that reaction. I genuinely believe him, because I am like him. I've made a decent amount of money. It's not my main driver anymore. And now I'm trying to add value to the space, just like he was trying to do here, where he's trying to warn all these people who bought Hex. And he does way more for the space than that even, which you'll find out. But, I mean, people just can't wrap their brains around that possibility that not everyone's here just to rip people off and make money. But there actually are good people out there. So, whatever. Here's some more badgering.
You're a punk.
Okay.
You're a broke punk that acts smart, that doesn't know shit about shit. And you said you got Bitcoin at a fucking dollar, but you're broke.
Why do you say I'm broke?
So you're a guy that thinks
Why do you say I'm broke? But why are you making shit up? Because I don't have watches
I'm bragging about my
me?
$1 million of watches. Brag, what do you got? What do you got?
See, I mean, I wouldn't have many things to brag about either, but most people would consider me fairly wealthy. Because we have different priorities. We don't need the watches and the noise and that bullshit. That's what scammers use to pretend they're fucking richer than they are, smarter than they are, whatever angle they want to play. So don't fall into that shit. And here's the last bit of badgering.
Stupid fuck. You're so stupid. You don't even know the Bitcoin price. You're so fucking stupid. Okay. How stupid are you, dude?
Yeah.
You don't even know the fucking Bitcoin price.
A little smarter than your shirt.
What is wrong with your brain?
I'm a little smarter than your shirt.
Dog, you don't even know the fucking Bitcoin price. What is wrong with your brain, bro?
God. Yeah.
You have mental problems, man.
Right.
The actual question though, do you have mental illness? Because if you do, I'll be chill with you. I will stop being hard on you if you admit you have mental illness.
You're not being...
It's very interesting. They all use that tactic. They bring up that, buzzword mental illness, and they all say, well, if you tell me, then I'll be easy on you. As if they think, okay, I'll just say it so he's happy, and then they'll just use that forever. And you can see how loud they get. You can see he got the price of Bitcoin wrong, and he's just badgering him about it. That's a sign of weakness. How loud he got about it, how he tries to make him feel inferior. It's because he's threatened by him. It's because he's threatened that he's way smarter than he thought he would be. Way smarter than the other people he brought on to rag. And now he's just, looking for any angle he can. And it's actually a huge sign of weakness if you just know anything about anything. Okay, let's go into the next thing. Another trait of scammers. Overconfidence. They promise stuff's gonna happen. They're so sure of themselves. They're this, they're that. But, I mean, it's all bullshit because clearly so many things this guy said in the video were wrong. Sadly, I didn't want to go through them all, but let's see how overconfident he is.
I think Bitcoin's going down to 10,000.
When?
Yes,
before,
I think Bitcoin's going down to
100,000. Okay, so let me ask you this.
I think Bitcoin's going down to 10,000 within the next year.
And you think Hex goes up while Bitcoin goes to 10,000?
Yes, for sure.
Yes, for sure. Well, that didn't happen. Hex did not go up. It became a huge fucking scam. And Bitcoin did not hit 10,000 even though he screamed it loud 3 times. But if it did hit, you can guarantee he'd be chasing his clout like crazy. Which is the only reason people do price predictions on Bitcoin. So that when they finally get one right, they can scream it from the top of the fucking hills and make people think they know what they're doing. When no one does. Which is why I never try to predict that shit. It's so stupid. Let's go on. Here's more overconfidence.
Let's compare price predictions, bro. I'm the guy that called the 20K Christmas from 4K months ahead of time. I'm the guy that called 60K Bitcoin on stage in Malta 2 fucking years ago. Yeah. I'm the guy that called the top.
Why would you if it's such a scam? Top.
Yep, called the top. You're so good. He makes like 3 wrong predictions in this video. He goes 0 for 3. And this guy destroys him. And he's sitting there calm while he brags about how good he is. Like, do you see the problem? Here's some little bit more overconfidence.
I don't even know why I'm speaking to you. You don't have any followers. You have 1,000 fucking followers.
Yeah. Well.
So tell me more. So when people are buying Lamborghinis with their fucking hex gains, I want you to explain the scam to me better. Because in my experience, scams have fucking victims, and they cry really loud.
The victims are the people.
Well, look now. Fast forward a year or 2 later, even probably months later, there are a ton of victims now. Maybe not as many when he made this video, but there are a ton of hex victims now. And of course, he throws the buzzwords out too. You know, Lambos and this and that. And how can it be a scam if it's doing well? And so many people use that mentality today. And it's so wrong. So here, not only do we get the overconfidence from him, but we get a little bit of insight into his mentality and how he thinks and how he tricks people. And he knows price matters so much. So that's what he's scaled his whole business about, is marketing and price. And we also get to see him misdirect, because as soon as he starts talking about price manipulation, just watch how he misdirects it.
Okay.
Right. I'm just saying. I'm a bazillionaire genius in Mensa, have a huge cock, have a lot more followers than you, have a better project than you.
If you just
forking Ethereum, know more about everything than you, and you're
right. So then why do you have to just keep pushing price and all that?
Because believe it or not, in speculative instruments, price is the only thing anyone cares about. I know this may shock you, but people buy Coca-Cola stock not because they're sugary drink enthusiasts.
It looks like the price is. It looks like the price is manipulated. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think people should buy the S&P 500?
Looks like the price is manipulated. Let's go talk about S&P 500 now. Completely misdirect the conversation. Never underestimate misdirects, lies, any of that stuff. Or when someone says something that just doesn't add up to anyone with common sense. So tell me how this adds up.
Okay.
Right. I'm just saying. I'm a bazillionaire genius in Mensa, have a huge cock, have a lot more.
Sorry, we just did that one.
I also have 300,000 BTC.
Where can I
minted it for free in the contract.
Where can I
short
have 300,000 exchange?
So if he had 300,000 BTC, which at this time was $12 billion, how come he couldn't make Hex stay? How come he couldn't sell some of that Bitcoin to help Hex? How come he had to raise money from his own community if he was sitting on $12 billion? I mean, your whole rep's on the line. You're just going to let the project die while you hold 12 billion in Bitcoin? The whole video you were saying how superior Hex is to Bitcoin and how Bitcoin sucks and Hex is great. Why weren't you buying a lot more Hex with that money, bro? You're just gonna sit on $12 billion? So when someone says something like that doesn't add up, I mean, you really have to start questioning as well. And now we're gonna get into lying, because these are the things I look for. And when I find them, I start getting really suspicious. And almost every single time I see these cues, I end up being right. So here's him lying outright.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Okay. So have you heard of Uniswap?
Yes, I have.
All right. Do you know how it works?
Do you know how it works?
Yes, I'm a fucking expert.
You're an expert at Uniswap. Do you know that Uniswap depends on arbitrage to some centralized exchange for price?
No, it doesn't.
It's in the white paper.
You're just dumb.
It's in the white paper.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Listen.
So it actually is in the white paper, and that should have been it right there. If I was watching this video and I was like, oh, the other guy, he kind of has some good points. That's why I do research, guys, because it matters so much. If I was a Hex investor and I saw him lying about not going into the white paper, I would watch this video very closely. I'd find all the inconsistencies, and I would have fucking talked myself out of buying this coin. And people got destroyed because of this coin. And all it takes is a little bit of research. That was your fucking smoking gun right there. If he lied about that, then you instantly have to trust him a lot less. But, I mean, we also caught him lying earlier, but people don't realize it's a lie because he... I'll show you. We got 3 more clips here about this, and it's all done. So, here's him lying again. Okay.
You're humble enough to even listen.
I already looked at your
You-
That was a big thing there. Are you humble enough to listen? People will not listen. I listen to people all day. I listen to people who are so stupid on spaces, and I still learn things. I listen to all sorts of people from all walks of life. But you guys can't be humble enough to listen to someone like myself who has a lot of experience, and you just dismiss it if you don't agree with me right away. And it's just ridiculous. And he was not humble enough to listen. And he actually knew what he was talking about. But anyways, let's catch him lying. He says he read something, and he didn't. And watch how he responds after he gets caught. Watch the silence. Watch the reaction. And study it.
GitHub, dog, and I already read your
At
fucking
GitHub?
little
No, you
intro. I
Okay,
already
you looked
went
at my
to your
GitHub, but
fucking
you
little
didn't.
intro on your GitHub that you linked to off of your fucking profile in your Twitter. I don't need you
Okay.
to show me your decks. I get it. I read it. Because unlike you, I actually do my research.
How does it work?
It's
There.
another dex.
That right there.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm not
that.
giving you the opportunity to show. You called me.
So there's the misdirect. He says he read his thing, so he puts him on the spot. Okay, if you read it, how does it work? He makes a general statement. Oh, it's just another dex. Anyone could have said that. And then he misdirects it to say, oh, I'm not gonna let you shill here, and completely gets away from the fact he just lied. He just lied about reading it. He lied earlier, and if you can't put those things together, I mean, it's gonna be harder for you. But I mean, you should be able to do it, guys. And now we're just gonna go into him. This happens with me frequently. Someone will say something. They'll say I'm wrong, or they'll say, oh, we have this. So I'll say, okay, let's focus on it. Let's commit to this one point. Get all the way down. And sometimes it turns into money. As childish as that is, I'm like, let's bet on it. And that's exactly what happens right here. He offers the bet, and he ends up misdirecting again to get himself out of it. And you know what? He would have lost the bet. He was right. So listen in.
I bet you'll find out that's not true.
How about that? We can make. You want to make a bet 50 before 30? We could do that.
Yeah, sure. How much you want to bet?
Let's see. I don't know.
A Bitcoin?
No. Not
and 50, I mean, I was hoping for a bounce to 50, but it's so shit that I don't even think we get it. I hope we get it. I pray we get it, but I don't think we'll get it. I mean, we've been down here for negative 45% for how long now? Oh, by the way, I got your.
I'll give you hex. How about this? If it breaks 30 below 50, I'll buy some hex. How about that?
I don't want you to buy hex. I want you to have regret the rest of your life.
And that was his misdirect. And they don't end up finishing the bet. He was all ready for it. 50 before 30. And you know what? 50K Bitcoin did come before 30. And it actually hit 60. So he was right. He would have won the bet. And he's wrong again. And then this is just the last point. People really can't understand people are doing good things in crypto sometimes. So here's just him talking about his MEV bots and how Flash doesn't solve that.
In the future, you're going to have Flash bots and MEV, right? I mean, it's basically it's Wall Street 2.0.
Flashbot solves MEV. You just named two things that are opposites of each other.
Flashbot solves MEV? Flashbots?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he knows a lot more. He's just kind of being conservative, but obviously we know now Flash did not solve MEV. They're a huge problem now, and like he said, it is Wall Street 2.0 out here. So I mean, in summary, guys, I don't know how many more dots I want to connect for you. Just study their patterns, how they bully people, they bring up mental illness, they bring up people being poor, they lie, they misdirect conversations, they don't want to get down to the bare bones, the actual truth of anything. They just try to misdirect before that happens. So then you can't stay on point. So, people are going to be mad at this gentleman. They probably were. Hex Army probably hated him, probably thrashed him. Just like me, everyone hates on me for what I'm trying to do. But these are the guys you're supposed to be mad at. These are the actual guys fucking you. You have to realize that. So, I mean, that's about it for now, guys. You got to come out to the next spaces if you want to win the giveaway. I really hope you do your part and just share this around, because I think it's very important. I think it's very important people start to understand how you can spot scammers. They all use the same lingo. They all have the same mentality. And if you just study them just a little bit, it's worth your time. You have money in their projects. You want to follow them around. Get to know who you're following. Get to know who you're putting your trust in. Stop just being a fucking lazy ass researcher and just buying whatever the hell you want because you like the branding. It's time to friggin' learn how this works, do a bit of research, and start making strides. There's not much time left, in my opinion, for the average man to do great in crypto. So start working your ass off, start educating yourself, and do your part and spread the word around. Like, I'm offering money for these videos. I'm not getting paid for them. I don't care anything. I'm just trying to warn people right now. And everyone out there is treating me like shit. I'm sure this video showed you a little look at that, but this has been happening ever since I got to Twitter. Just, they're overly defensive. They attack me all day long. And it's literally just like this guy. So I'm going to end it there. Thanks for watching. I really hope you do your part, spread it around. Also, check out my educational playlist. It's not negative stuff. It's like, things to look for, things to consider if you're a little bit newer to crypto. Thank you.